Hello, my name is Carl Surrey, and this is a video tutorial for the Facebook group called Fans of Serif Software. Now this is going to be a beginner's guide part 18, and it is an idea that I got from one of the group members, Martin Mackay, who asked about how to make a selection, a heart-shaped selection that he wanted to put into a montage, and I have explained that to him on the group Facebook group page, but I thought I'd make a video of it as well. So basically what he wants to do is he wanted to cut out part of the image but in a heart shape, and then he wanted to add it to some montage that he's making up. So I'm going to show you two different ways of doing this. I do have a textured background which I'm going to use, like I'm guessing he is using for his montage, but first of all we need to make a selection. Now down the left hand side is the tools toolbar, and the fourth one down is normally by default set on rectangle selection tool. Now next to that is a little downward arrow, and if you click on that it opens a sub menu which has the rectangle selection tool, ellipse selection tool, which is basically a square or a circle, and the bottom one is a quick shape selection tool. If you just put the cursor over it, it will open up this little sub menu, and then you have all these different shapes that are predetermined, like speech marks and spirals, but the one we're going to go for is the heart selection tool. Just click on that. So then all you need to do is hold down the left mouse button and keep it held down, and then just drag outwards, and as you can see you have this heart shape here, and you can, on the corners and down the edges, you can just about see a little square down here on the edge here. You can just alter this out and reshape it to select the area that you want. And what I would do is I'll just bring that up a bit. So once you've got the selection where you want it, you just double click inside the selection. Come on, Carl. There you go. And there you see you now have the sort of margin ends in the shape of the selected area that you wanted. So now all you need to do is go up to edit and then copy. Now if you already have a montage on the go, or you know where you want to go with this, you can just go to your whatever project you're working on and then edit, paste as a new layer, and it will automatically paste that in the shape that it was. And again, depending on your background and what you're trying to do, you can change the blending modes from this menu here. If you put the cursor over the top of the button, and then if you've got a mouse wheel, you can change the different blending modes, and depending, like I said, depending on your picture and your background, the effect the blending mode will have is different. So that is more down to a personal taste thing, and what you're trying to do with your project. But I'll put this back on normal, and then you can go to your move tool, which is up here top left, and you can move that anywhere, wherever you want. And you can also go to the deform tool, and you can resize that if you want it to be smaller, and then go to your move tool and move it to wherever you want. Now the other way of let's go back to that one there. And it's still selected, as you can see, and the actual, because I copied it, it is still in memory. So what I can do now is, if I go to edit, paste, but as a new image, it will save that image, and as you can see, there is no background around the selected area. Now if you try and save this, it will, especially if you go to like save as, it will try and save it in the SPP format initially, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to save this as a JPEG, a PNG I mean. You can save it as a JPEG or any other type of file, but if I use the export option, what I want to do is save it as a PNG, which is Portable Network Graphics. Let me just go back to the JPEG. Now the JPEG is a okay format, but it will save the background as white. If you go to PNG though, if you save it at anywhere between 24 or below bit depth, it will also save that background as white. But if you save it at 32 or above, it will save the background as blank, because there's more pixels or bits in the file. It will be a bigger file saving it as a 32 or 62 or whatever, but because of that, it has more information and it knows that this is transparent and it's not white. So you could then export that, and then it will ask you where you want to name this, and I will just call this test 1, and then save that. So I could now close that because it is saved. I can close that because I don't need that. And then coming back to this project, if I then open that, and I know it is called test 111, open. So it has reopened, like I said, with this now transparent. And then what you could have done then is just copy it, go to your montage, and then paste as a new layer. So again, if you already have a project on the go, you can just make your selection, copy and paste it straight in. Or if you want to save this for a later date, you can make your selection, save it as a PNG file, 32 bits or more, and then bring it into your project later, because it is a saved file on your disk with the transparency already around the edge. Well, I hope that all makes sense, and it is what Martin Mackay was after. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.